And welcome back to Agent Investor, the only brand that helps real estate agents get off the real estate roller coaster by helping real estate agents invest in real estate and invest in real estate without having to do really anything outside of what they normally do on a day-to-day basis anyways, without doing stuff that they shouldn't normally be doing on a day-to-day basis anyways. We help agents follow what we call the agent investor model. The agent investor model has 3 steps. Step number 1, continue to sell real estate, continue to make a living, continue to keep doing everything that you normally do, except focus a little bit more, start to shift your focus a little bit towards sellers rather than buyers. And if you do that, 20% of all the sellers that you meet with are going to be interested in selling direct to a cash buyer. And when they are, you either fix and flip that property yourself or you partner with our team. We put up all the money, we do all the construction and split the profits 50-50 so that then you can go to step 3 and invest those big chunks of income into passive assets that pay you forever. When you own passive assets that pay you forever, you no longer have to sweat out every single transaction that you're working on. You no longer have to worry about whether or not you're going to be able to pay your bills on a monthly basis. You no longer have to worry about whether you're going to have a bad month or a bad 2 months or even a bad year. So we help real estate agents shift their business towards a seller-based business, an investor-based business, and combine it. That's why we call our brand Agent Investor. Now, most of you already know about our partner program. If you don't, I encourage you to jump on my weekly call that I do. You can jump on absolutely for free every Wednesday. Jump on my call. You can register at www.partnerwithagentinvestor.com. It is a live call. So we're going to talk about a topic today, social media, how to generate seller leads and investor deals through social media. But I want to let you know, when you register for our live call at www.partnerwithagentinvestor.com, that's a great avenue. If you listen to this episode, you listen to this video, you have more questions, you want to go into more detail, every single week we are live, I am live, and you can ask me questions, ask me anything because it is live. Again, that's www.partnerwithagentinvestor.com. So if you haven't listened to the past couple of episodes already, you probably don't know that this is the 3rd session of a 5, 6, or 7-part series that we're going to do on seller appointment generation to get more listings and to get more flip deals. We've already covered the first episode, which was how do we do it, why do we do it, etc. And what I told everybody after that is every week moving forward, we're going to talk about a different way to generate seller appointments and investor deals. Last week, we specifically talked about home valuation leads and how to generate home valuation leads and how to convert home valuation leads into seller appointments, which again are going to turn into either a cash deal or a listing. This week, we're going to talk specifically about social media. Now, in the first episode, I talked about that I recommend that every agent pick at least 1 or 2, but not more, of these strategies to implement in your business. The one that we're going to talk about today, social media, in my opinion, my personal opinion, is the one that you all should do. You know, because in the next few weeks, we've already covered home valuation, but we're going to talk about paid marketing. We're going to talk about using events. We're going to talk about prospecting. We're going to talk about list targeting. We're going to talk about a lot of different ways to generate seller appointments and deals. But the one that I recommend every single person learn how to do, because it's so effective, so efficient, and doesn't take up much of your time, is social media. Social media is the most powerful marketing tool that we all have in our business. And guess what? It's free, right? So it's not only the most powerful, but it doesn't really cost you any money. Social media is great for a lot of different reasons. But essentially, if you think about it, you're getting free advertising. You're getting to stay top of mind with people who already know, like, and trust you on a daily basis or every other day for free. And I don't know about, every person that's listening to this right now, but I would say knowing, the vast majority of people that are in the United States, anybody that's over the age of 25, anywhere, 25 to whatever retirement age, I bet is on social media pretty much almost every day. Kind of a crazy thing to think about. Like almost all of us, we wake up, we're on our phones, we're checking social media, we're scrolling, and we're looking at stuff. We look at stuff we like, we look at stuff we don't like, and all of us tend to spend at least 30 minutes a day on it. Some of us spend much longer. Some of us are on it for 2 hours, 3 hours. So when it comes to marketing and it comes to lead generation, you need to be where people's eyes are, right? So no matter what, this is just like a guiding principle of lead generation. Where people are focused, where their eyeballs are literally, is where you need to be. And people are on social media all day, every day, of course, at various different platforms, various different times. Some people are more into it than others, but you can pretty much guarantee that a good portion of your sphere of influence, of the people that you want to get to know, are on social media at some point every single week, right? And again, I'll say it again, it's completely free. A lot of the methods that I'm going to talk about, throughout the course of this 5, 6, 7, 8 week series, a lot of them are going to cost something. Maybe it's not a ton of money, but it'll cost you something, where social media is completely free. Okay. Social media, especially for a sphere of influence type sale like real estate, is especially good because you have the ability for people to really feel like they know you. And if you follow me on Facebook, I post probably 5 or 6 times a week. I do it every single week. I've done it every single week for a long time. I can pretty much guarantee that you feel like you know me. Like, I think if we met in person, if you follow me, and my profile, by the way, for those of you who want to follow me, is Tommy Caffarella, Tommy, and then my last name, Cafarella. If you follow me, not only are you going to get content that I think is going to help you, but you're going to feel like you know me. Because guess what? I don't just post content about business. I post content about my life, because social media really wasn't necessarily created for business. It's a great tool to obtain and grow your business, but it wasn't created for business purposes. It was created for people to connect with each other. So through social media, you can stay top of mind, right? What's one of the number one things that agents struggle with? And I've got a real estate brokerage with over 400 agents in it. One of the number one things that agents struggle with is follow-up, for so many different reasons, but one of them is that you need to consistently stay on top of people. Well, guess what? If you're on social media and you're active and you're posting and you're commenting and you're liking people's stuff, you're going to be top of mind almost all the time. Okay? So social media isn't the only follow-up tool you need, but it is a great follow-up tool, right? So again, the focus today isn't necessarily about follow-up, but it is a great way to follow up. The focus today is how to generate seller appointments. And if you do the basic stuff that I talk about doing today, which is going to take you 20 to 30 minutes a day, yeah, you're not going to just generate seller leads. You're going to generate buyer leads too. You're also going to generate a ton of investment deals on top of it. So let's talk a little bit about the actual strategies. So overarching thing is that you need to be connected to people that you want to do business with. number one. Number two, you've got to be connected to a lot of people. There is no excuse if you are in sales. And Facebook, by the way, is the number one platform. So I'm going to focus more on Facebook, although this stuff applies to a lot of the other platforms. But if you think about Facebook, you're allowed to have 5,000 friends and I think an unlimited amount of followers. There is no reason, if you're in sales and the type of sales that real estate is, to not have 5,000 friends. If you have 100 or 200 friends, which that's what a lot of people have when they're not focused on this, it's not enough. So you need to be connected to a lot of people, to the people that you want to do business with. You need to be posting content that people want to see. You need to be able to track whether or not the content you're posting is something that stuff that people want to see. You need to have a compelling hook, a compelling marketing message. And you also need to do a good job of connecting with the people and building relationships outside of just posting. So I'm going to do my best to kind of cover a lot of this stuff today. I am not going to be able to cover everything that you need to know about social media during this particular show, which is why, again, I would advocate, if you're listening to this, to jump on my weekly call at www.partnerwithagentinvestor.com. Jump on, make some notes, ask some questions. We'll be live every single week. Okay. All right. So let's jump into some of the strategies. Strategy number one, start to look at what other successful people are doing. Easy strategy, simple strategy. Start following or friend requesting the types of people that are doing what you believe you want your business to look like. Now, you don't have to follow or friend request me if you don't want. I would ask that you do. But even if you don't want to follow or friend request me, I would ask you, because I'm just kind of like the average person who does a pretty good job at this. I'm not perfect at it. But go to my Tommy Caffarella profile and go and scroll down into my newsfeed and take a look at exactly how I use social media. How I use social media is 90% how you need to use social media in order to get pretty good results. I get leads on a weekly basis, typically on a daily basis, for the stuff that I'm trying to generate. And if you look at how I do it, again, I'm not perfect. I think I've got like 8,500 followers, something like that. I don't have millions of followers. I'm not perfect at it. I'm not a celebrity, whatever. So that's actually good for all of you, because you can see how somebody like me, who's more like the average person, can do a good job of generating leads from using Facebook. So follow me, look at what I do, and then look at some other people that you would consider the types of people that you would want to model your business after, right? And all of you should have people that you want to model your business after. Doesn't mean you have to want to be like that person. Doesn't mean you have to follow them around, but look at what they do, see how they're using social media, etc. Another thing that I want to mention really quick, because a lot of people do get this a little bit confused. You want to be genuine on social media. Like, you want to be your personality. You do not want to have this fake bravado, bragging, whatever. Like, whatever you think you need to be like on social media is not correct. You want, in an ideal world, the people that are following you, that see your content, to feel like they know that you really are. That is how you will get the most amount of business. Trying to be something that you're not won't work for many different reasons, but just trust me when I say this. You are not on social media. You are not there to try to put on some type of show. You are trying to get people to know the real you, and the real you will work. Trust me when I tell you that. So you want to be genuine. In terms of the social media platform that you use, as of right now, we're in April of 2025. Could change. So Facebook is the number one to use for a lot of different reasons, especially for generating seller appointments. And we're talking about seller appointments and seller lead generation and investor deal generation. So I know that Facebook is kind of perceived, I'm going to be 43 in July, as kind of like a little bit of an older-ish person platform. That's actually what we're looking for, right? So even if you're listening to this and you're 25 years old and you're thinking in your head, geez, like Facebook's for old people, that's who owns houses, right? So when you pick the platform, you have to understand who the demographic of the people that are using that platform. You are not looking for platforms that have 15, 20, 25, 30-year-olds on them in general. They can be on, but if the bulk of the users are teenagers, that's not going to be a great way to build your seller-based appointment business. It's not. So as of right now, Facebook is the number one. Instagram is getting there. It's better. That's kind of like 1 and 1A. But right now, I would say Facebook is quite a bit ahead of them for what I'm going to tell you to do. All right. So that being said, I would choose Facebook. If you already have Instagram or name the other million platforms and you have a good following, continue to do it. Double post, right? There's nothing wrong with cross posting the same exact thing on multiple platforms. All right. So let's assume that we're going to choose Facebook because it's the most effective. One thing that you want to do right out of the gate is change your profile to what they call professional mode. Your Facebook profile can be changed to professional mode. It can be changed back out of professional mode. So don't worry if you change your profile to professional mode. You can always go back. It operates and functions in almost the same exact way. But one key thing that you're going to get when you change it to professional mode is you're going to have the ability to see how many people saw the post that you posted. That is a critical piece of information because one of the guiding principles here of social media, especially when you're posting, is you want as many people to see your post as possible. So I will tell you, I'll get into like what to post, what not to post, etc. But you're going to have to learn. There's a little bit of a learning curve to determine what people actually want to see. What does Facebook want other people to see? Because Facebook wants to keep its users on the platform. So if every single day you post something, nobody likes it, nobody engages with it, and Facebook knows that like it's not something that people want to see, all that they're going to do is they're going to make your reach go down. So again, I've got 8,500 followers. If I do a really, really good post or a post that people want to see, I might get 5,000 people to see it. Right? In general, if I do a reasonably good post out of my 8,500 followers, maybe like 2,500 people will see it. But there are times that I do a post and 100 people see it. That is feedback to me that what I just posted is something that Facebook and or my followers don't want to see. So I don't want to do stuff like that. Okay. All right. Next thing, your profile. Again, take a look at the Tommy Caffarella profile. You'll know exactly what I'm looking for, exactly what I do. You want to do the same thing, right? So a couple things about the profile. Have a profile picture that it doesn't have to be super professional. Like you don't have to be wearing a suit or anything like that, but don't have something that's going to make you look bad. I shouldn't even have to say that, but I unfortunately have to tell probably about a person a week that the profile picture that they have or some of the content that they have on their profile is actually going to prevent them from getting business. So again, it's not that you need to be prim and proper or anything like that, but understand that when people look you up, what they see that you're posting, it's going to give them an impression. And if the impression is very bad, they're not going to go any further. But then within your profile, you want to say what you do and what you're looking for, right? If you are a real estate agent and you don't have your company name or what you're trying to do, you're missing out, right? So make sure that you're doing that. All right. The next thing that we talked about was like, you got to get to 5,000 friends as fast as you can. Now, Facebook has limitations as to how many people you can request in a day. So you typically want to add 20 to 30 people in a day. And yeah, that's going to maybe take you a while to get to 5,000, depending on how many you have right now. But, again, what I'm telling you that you need to do on a day-to-day basis to generate seller appointments and leads and investor deals, it's not going to take you that long every day. It's going to take you 15, 20 minutes a day. And again, this is like building your business. You're building an asset. If you look at my social media profile, if you look at my posts, I have an asset that's generating me leads. Like I said, almost on a daily basis. Sometimes I get more than one lead on a daily basis from doing what I do. Okay. So you've got to figure out if you're going to add 20 to 25 people a day, you have to make a decision. Who's your target audience and who do you want to stay in front of to generate those seller appointments? Now, it goes without saying that if you are not already friends with your actual friends, that people that know you, people that you went to school with, people that you've worked with in the past, people that you currently work with, that's a no-brainer, right? Anybody that already knows you is much more likely to help you out than somebody who doesn't. So that's the easy part. Make sure that anybody that you know that you're connected with. Most people don't even do that. Most people, when they really think about it, they haven't even connected to the people that they know. Then from there, you've got to make a decision. Okay, who is my target market? And I'll just say for you guys, as you probably already know, my target market is real estate agents, and I want real estate agents to feed me flip deals. That's one of my biggest components of my business model. So who do I friend request? I make a listing. I say, who are the agents I want to connect with? And I connect with 20 to 25 of them in a day. I send them friend requests, 20 to 25 in a day, right? So for you, who are the types of people that you want to generate leads from? And I'll give you just like a simple example. Let's say that there's a specific town that you want to generate a bunch of seller appointments in. What would be one simple, easy way to connect with those people and find those people? You could go into a local community page. So for example, I live in Melrose, Massachusetts. There's a Melrose, Massachusetts community page. Guess what? Most of the people that are in that group probably own homes, right? So if you were trying to get more leads in that particular town, one easy way to do it would be to connect with those people, friend request those people, okay? 20 to 25 in a day. I'm not going to tell you who your target market should be, what you're going after, but, figure that out and do that. I'm just giving you one example. So keep in mind, like what I'm telling you right now is less about exactly what to do and more the framework of what you should be thinking about doing going forward. All right. Sending a Facebook message to everybody that you friend request every single day. If you're listening to this right now, there's a decent probability that I have sent you a Facebook message, a Facebook friend request, and a message that goes along with it, right? Introducing myself, telling you what I'm looking for. Typically, the message that I send people is agents is a simple one. Hey, my name is Tom Caffarella. I know you're a top producing agent in our area. I partner with agents on deals. Like, would you like to learn more? Something simple like that. Whatever your call to action is on your messages, that's what you want to do. Again, I'm not going to tell you what your call to action should be. If you want to talk in more detail about how to do that, jump on my next call at www.partnerwithagentinvestor.com, and I can answer your specific questions, okay? The next thing is send messages to the people that you already know, right? Most of us through Facebook, we post and maybe we like something once in a great while and we never send anybody a message. Connecting with people on Facebook is super easy. I connect with people on Messenger all the time. In fact, when I ask agents to send me a partner deal, it's always through Facebook Messenger. I communicate that way all the time. All right. The next thing that you want to do is you want to actually go up and down your Facebook feed and be more connected with the people that you are already friends with, right? Like some of their posts. If you like something that somebody posts, like it, comment it, send them a message, right? Congratulations on the new job or whatever, right? Just stay connected, like, comment, use Facebook for the reasons that it's supposed to be used for, right? It's not all about what you're posting. It's about how you're also connecting with the people that you're connected to. All right. So that leads us to posting. You have got to be a consistent poster, period. It's 15, 20, 25 minutes a day. I do it every day. Look on my Facebook profile. Again, I'm not perfect at it. Maybe I do some stuff that you don't like. Maybe I do some stuff that you do like. But one thing I will do, whether you like it or not, is I will be consistent. I promise you that if you look up and down my Tommy Caffarella profile, you will be like, wow, he really doesn't miss a day. And personally, I'm not a big fan of, like, you can schedule posts and stuff like that. I'm not a big fan of it, only because I like to be real in the moment, talking about what I believe I need to post about that day. Every day is a little different. A lot of my topics do overlap on purpose, but I don't schedule it out. I do spend that 15, 20 minutes a day because I'm doing the same routine every day. My routine is friend request 20 to 25 agents, send messages to 20 to 25 agents, post something business related. And then in a lot of cases, I'm also posting something personal, which is super important. Now, a lot of times I post personal stuff, mainly about my family, just because, like, I just do that. But you need to get into the habit of doing that. Again, it's one thing to have like a great call to action or a great post or to be, whatever, but you are so much more likely to get a deal or to get a lead or to get a listing opportunity if you are actually being real and people are learning about your personality. Again, if you follow me on Facebook, think about what you already know about me that is not business related. And I promise you that if you've been connected to me on Facebook for more than a few months, I guarantee you know a few things about me that are not business related. So again, that's what you need to do, right? All right, so then it begs the question, like, what should you be posting about? Well, the whole entire purpose of what we're talking about is to generate seller appointments that then turn into listings or turn into investor deals. So my question to you is, if I scroll down your Facebook right now, would there be anything that you've posted in the last month that leads me to believe that I should send you an appointment if I know a seller that needs to sell a property for cash? For example, if I know somebody who's got a beat up property and is maybe considering selling, is there anything that you've posted in the last week that would be like, shoot, Tom is definitely the person to go to? Now, I ask that question because a lot of people will tell me that they don't generate leads on social media, yet they're really doing none of the activities necessary in order to do it. So when you're posting about business stuff on social media, again, you're in professional mode, you're looking to see how well your posts are doing, and you're hopefully posting stuff that is getting you a lot of attention, but yet has a call to action to it. Most of you probably already know my call to action, my pitch, right? Most of my pitch when I post online is to jump on my weekly call. You've already heard it, right? I've mentioned multiple times. Jump on my weekly call, www.partnerwithagentinvestor.com. You've got to figure out like what your call to action is. If you're generating a seller appointment, it's probably not to jump on a call, right? The call to action could be to message you. It could be to fill out a form. It could be to email you. It could be whatever, like go to my website. But whatever your call to action is, it's got to be in there. So you're kind of like trying to post what's somewhat interesting business related content with a call to action that's going to generate you leads. So you've got to do it again on a consistent basis. You're going to use the feedback necessary from the professional mode to see, oh, geez, I got 4,000 people to like this, right? Not to like it, but to see it. If you get 4,000 people to like it, you might want to post that post every day. So you have to be consistent. You've got to have a big group of people. You've got to be sending them messages. You've got to comment on their stuff. You got to like their stuff. You've got to figure out, you've got to post some personal stuff, and then you've got to post some business stuff. I said in the beginning, I highly recommend that you look at what other people are doing, other people that you want to emulate. You can look at me. I hope you look at me, but I also hope that you look at some other people. Say, what type of content are they posting? Do I like it? Is this me? Could I see myself doing something like that? Some other like do's and don'ts in general. Pictures and photos do really well. So if you scroll down, my feed, you'll see I do a lot of pictures of myself. I do a lot of pictures with people that are in my office, do a lot of pictures of houses. That'll get people to look a lot. I also do something where I do a post and I'll ask a question and then I'll put the answer in the comments. It's another way to kind of like get engagement. And if you look at how I do it, it's like a big, bold question. It'll be like, what's the best way to generate seller appointments? Answer in the comments. Then people go into the comment and I put the answer, and then I always put a call to action. Again, what's my call to action? Partner with agentinvestor.com. Okay. Don'ts. If you're in professional mode, you're going to like learn this the hard way, but don't repost, don't forward posts, don't go to like a company that will give you graphics and stuff that people don't want to see. In general, social media is like, it's about you. You're connected to people that know, like, and trust you. Use your personality to create content that people are going to want to see. Be consistent. I've said this over and over again, during this presentation. Do it every day. Yeah, you could take a day off here and there, but do it most days. Make sure you post stuff most days. Use your stories as well. So the reposting that I talked about, like cross-posting, post the same thing on all your social media accounts and post it on your story in Facebook. Okay. So use the content. And lastly, I would say, if you can, spend some time up front thinking about the type of content that you want to create. Don't go crazy with it, but put some thought into it before you do it. Think about the themes. Think about what you're trying to get people to do, and understand that this is something that will take some time to generate some leads, but it's not going to take as much time as you think. If you are just adding people, sending them messages, and posting stuff that's like, okay, you're going to generate some leads. The better and better that you get at it, the more that you have other people that might want to follow you. I have people that follow me, not millions of people, but I have people that follow me that I'm not even trying to connect with. I have people that reach out to me because they think they're going to get some value by connecting to me. I try to post stuff where I'm going to have a lot of people see it, content that people are going to like, but also where I'm creating a win-win. So a lot of principles today, a lot of information. This is an episode that you might want to listen to more than once, and you might want to take notes. Not that I'm that important, but that there's a lot of stuff in here. There are a lot of to-dos, but what happens when you actually do all of this stuff is that in a very brief period of time, you get into a routine, and that routine becomes very consistent. And then it only takes you 20, 15, 20, 25 minutes a day. And it just becomes part of your behavior. The reason that this is so important, again, is that it's free and that you can generate leads. Like you could probably, I'm generating seller appointments every day from agents. But I would be surprised if you couldn't generate one seller appointment a week from this. And most agents are not yet generating one seller appointment a week. So if you can generate one seller appointment per week for free. That alone, as one strategy, could change the course of your life and change the course of your business. If you're generating one seller appointment per week, and every 5 weeks you get an investor deal, because 20% of all sellers are going to want to take an investor offer, and every 5 weeks you're doing a partner deal with us and making $40,000, you're going to do very well. You're not only going to do very well like making money, but then you're going to have that opportunity to invest that capital into passive assets that are going to pay you forever. Because again, like, why are we even doing anything that we're doing? Guys, we're all in the same boat. We all want to make our lives easier, better for us, better for our families. We don't want to have as much pressure to grind it out. Most real estate agents are running around like a chicken with their head cut off. Most of them want to do this stuff, but then don't commit. I had an event actually last week, an in-person event, and I can't tell you how many people nodded their head that, yeah, like I know I need to do this stuff. And I could see literally in their eyes that they weren't going to do anything. Crazy statement, but I could see by the way that they were talking about what they needed to do next, that they were going to get up the next day and do the same things that they've always done. This stuff is super powerful. Like, becoming an agent investor will change your life. Not today, not tomorrow, but over the course of a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. But you've got to commit to it. If you're listening to my podcast and you haven't yet jumped on my weekly call, jump on my call at www.partnerwithagentinvestor.com. What we talked about today isn't enough, right? You need to get educated. You need to start implementing, and you need to make the decision. Like, I'm not going to keep doing all the stuff that I've always done. That really is going to make me own a business where I'm consistently stressed out on whether I'm going to close another sale. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be the average agent who sells 5, 10, 15, 20 houses a year that wakes up on January 1st being like, I hope I have a good year. You want to wake up on January 1st saying, hey, I've got $50,000 of passive income coming in. I'm shooting for a great year, but if I don't have a great year, I'm still going to be able to be okay. So again, jump on my weekly call, www.partnerwithagentinvestor.com. I hope you guys implement. I hope you got some value out of today. And we'll see you on the next episode, which will be another strategy on how to generate seller appointments and deals. Thank you.